Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I am reviewing Toronto FC 3, Chicago Fire FC 2. Toronto FC wins in Week 14 of the 2022 MLS season. 1 point away from the playoff places. May not have been the easiest win, but who cares? It counts. May not have been the most beautiful win, but again, who cares? It counts. They came back from down 1-2 to win 3-2, and a pretty quick comeback. Goals were scored as follows. In the 13th minute, Jesus Jimenez plays the ball on to DeAndre Kerr. He shoots it past the hands of Gaga Slonina. It gets into the net, curls in. 13th minute, 1-0 TFC. Then they're defending pretty well. Then late on in the first half, they're inviting a lot of pressure, and they get through the half with a 1-0 lead. Then in the 52nd minute, early in the second half, Carlos Terán scores. Header over, just out jumps Carlos Salcedo into the net. That's a goal, 1-1. Salcedo comes up hurt, but he still plays the rest of the match. Hopefully it wasn't a bad injury, and it wasn't just the fact he was running off adrenaline, but that shows more heart than people thought Salcedo had if that was the case. Then in the 66th minute, Casper Chabilco scores a goal, of course, with Chicago against us. Casper Chabilco gets it off the rebound, takes the shot, and Salcedo tries to karate kick it to clear it while the shot is coming, and it goes through his legs and gets into the goal. 1-2 in the 66th minute for Chicago. But in the 71st minute, Alejandro Pozuelo is bodied in the box. First called a free kick, but then they look at VAR, see his foot was in the box. They call it a penalty. They give the penalty. Alejandro Pozuelo Panenka's Gaga Slonina in the 71st minute to make it 2-2. TFC are back on level terms. Then 7 minutes later, Alejandro Pozuelo has the ball at the top of the box. He takes a banger of a shot. It bounces off the top of the bar and in, then bounces straight out of the net, but it does cross the line completely, hits the back of the net, then bounces out. It's a goal for TFC, 3-2, and that's the way it would hold. TFC still invite pressure. They allow the Fire to chase the game for the last 12 minutes, and they defend it. Not great, not like Madrid did. They were inspired by what Real Madrid did today, but they weren't as good as Real Madrid. For sure, they let in 2 goals, but at the end, they buckled down and kept the lead and won 3-2. The fight that Toronto showed was great, but we'll get into that. Full-time stats are as follows: 5 shots to 32, 4 shots on goal to 8, 38% possession to 62% possession, 317 passes to 498, 73% pass accuracy to 82% pass accuracy, 5 fouls to 9, 0 offside to 7, 3 yellow cards to 3, 0 red cards to 0, and 1 corner to 8. TFC did invite a lot of pressure. They allowed Chicago to attack. Was that stupid? You bet your ass it was stupid. But Toronto had a plan, and it almost blew up in their face, but in the end, it worked out, and they came back and roared back to win this match. Their first win in 7 in MLS, a 5-game losing streak, then that 1 draw to DC. Of course, they had just beaten Halifax, so over their last 8, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 5 losses, but things are on the up and up. Toronto, it almost blew up in their face, but they got it done. Who cares? It counts, because right now, without Insigne, these are the type of games you need to have. They may suck, but in the end, as long as you get the points, who cares about how beautiful it is? Who cares about how good the match is, the performance is? As long as you get the points, as long as you get the win. And this one had way more positives than Halifax. Honestly, this one had way more positives than the Halifax game. Halifax, they looked like they were being dominated. Now, of course, Chicago did hold the possession. They did attack, but Toronto looked like they were just allowing them to do it and giving themselves, or letting Chicago shoot themselves in the foot. Unlike Halifax, where you were like, this team may just be letting Halifax beat them, right? Chicago, it didn't seem like that. Now, I'm not saying Chicago sucks. I'm not saying that. They have good attacking talent. Shaqiri, Torres looked pretty amazing. Jairo Torres. Shaqiri looked good. But TFC somehow stood firm. Westberg looked pretty good in goal. Had good distribution on the ball. I thought Westberg did pretty well. He should be the starter. We've been saying this. Bradley finally got a clue. And here we go. I don't think Bono's hurt. As far as I know, if he was, it'd be Ranjit Singh on the bench or Gavron. But with that being said, you look at the situation and you look at Toronto and you're like, this was actually a pretty good game. Like, they wanted Chicago to press and go forward and play it that way. It kind of seemed like they were trying to suffocate Chicago with allowing them to have the possession. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Toronto were letting themselves be beaten. Yeah, Chicago got a couple of goals. When you shoot that many times, you're bound to. And they weren't even great goals. Toronto honestly looked like the better team in most situations here. I thought they looked like the better team. Yeah, they allowed Chicago to hold the possession, but most of it was meaningless. I think Toronto and the fire they showed to come back and win this match with the Pozuelo penalty, getting that foul, and then Pozuelo taking a good shot. Maybe that's just Pozuelo being magic. Maybe that's just his magic. Maybe it's a good thing he's back. If we didn't have him, we'd probably lose it just like some of those other matches. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it was his magic that won us this match. And the fact that DeAndre Kerr had a pretty good goal before that magic that put us ahead at first. Maybe that's the case. I mean, Pozuelo is man of the match. That's no question. But maybe that's the case. Maybe this was all Pozuelo. Plus a little bit of an assist from DeAndre Kerr and Jesus Jimenez. Maybe that's the case. But for me, the fact that Toronto had that fire to come back, that was Pozuelo. That's the Pozuelo we want. That's the Pozuelo we like. That was 2020 Alejandro Pozuelo. That was the Pozuelo we want to re-sign. He's showing that he still has his form. I think he's rounding into it. That's the Pozuelo we want to see. Maybe that's what happened here. But it's a good thing it did. If that is the case, if it was a Pozuelo masterclass, that's a good thing. I don't think, but the fact that TFC, he's normally tried to do things himself. Hell, 2020, it didn't act like that. Hell, 2021, when he was there and tried to do things himself. Well, Soteldo was still trying, but that didn't end well. But other than that, I think the team was on the page of Pozuelo, was on Pozuelo's page very well, and that's why they won. Everybody was in the same situation, the same boat, and they played it perfectly. It may not have been beautiful, but they got it done, and I think that's enough. You could say, hey, it wasn't a good game. It wasn't great. It wasn't beautiful. Who cares? TFC won. They got 3 points. They're a point away from the playoff places. Going into their international break, the Forge match, then the international break, and then on the 18th we play Red Bull in Red Bull Arena. Who knows how that goes? TFC are doing what we wanted them to do in this situation. Keep their head above water. Now, are they splashing and fighting the currents? Yeah. But are they keeping their head above water? Yes. And that's all you can ask for. It may not be beautiful, but they got to get it done, and they did. So, of course, next weekend, the 4th, we got Toronto Forge 2020 final, the long overdue 2020 final in Hamilton. Let's see how they do there, and then let's see how they do after the break in Red Bull Arena, and hopefully that gives us a lot of hope going into Montreal, but I guarantee you that'll be their best game before Insigne for sure. Is when they play Montreal. They're not going to just come up limp at home against Montreal. I think we probably win, the way I see this. Got to just tighten up the ship, but let's see the other two games. But with that being said, TFC win. Let's go. It wasn't beautiful, but they did what they had to do. There you go. So with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that big red bell notification once you're subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share it with friends and family. All that great stuff. Tomorrow, I have a live watch along and review for Pachuca versus Atlas, the second leg of the Liga MX Clausura final. I will see you then. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Come on, you Reds. Let's go.